in many ways, there's been an improvement in the relationship, which was not anticipated. You may remember that polling showed before the US election that most Taiwanese, or a majority anyway, not most, but a majority anyway, of Taiwanese favored Trump's re-election. Because in their view, he had been very favorable toward Taiwan, and he had been very, very critical and very, had imposed penalties on China. And so most of what motivated him was simply his antagonism toward China, and not over human rights at all, but particularly over trade. So I think the biggest shift is that Biden, as a rather traditional Democrat, does care about things like human rights, does care about things like the aggression he sees, Xi Jinping's aggression towards everyone virtually, except now for Russia.
How do you see the US-Taiwan relationship developing going forward?
Now, one of the problems with the US is we keep on saying we have a rock-solid commitment to Taiwan, but we don't know what that rock-solid commitment is. So the first thing is, I think I would like to see more strategic clarity. I would like to see what the commitment is about. But I would also like to know that we first discussed it with Taiwan and they've agreed to whatever we've decided we're going to say. I think what we should do is have quiet talks with the Chinese and tell them, you need to understand from our point of view that if you attack Taiwan, we will have to get engaged. It's too important to us and to our allies in the region, to Japan.
Have we reached a point of no return for Taiwan-China relations?
It's certainly gotten worse because it was clear when Tsai Ing-wen was elected that they consider her a secessionist and pro-independence. But she's been very cautious in what she says and does, which is why I think, she continues to get the support of the people. She's smart enough to know that she's got to be careful. I tend to think for the foreseeable future, I don't see that far ahead. I think things are probably okay. But, there is always the possibility of an incident. Suppose, Taiwan sends fighter jets in and sends fighter jets in response to fighter jets coming in, and there's an accident, or, an incident. What will that produce? What will happen?